Hey, what's going on? Welcome back to my channel. In this video, we're going to be taking a look at Injective. I do want to say that I'm not a financial advisor. You should do your own research before investing money into crypto. And if you haven't seen the previous update, make sure to watch that before watching this one. It's going to be linked in the top right-hand corner of the screen. Now let's jump straight into the TA. Taking a look at the daily chart, you can see that we retraced all the way back down to our support level that I gave you in the previous update. So this was at $18.43. We also cover Injective during the live streams, so we might have spoken about this level on multiple occasions since our last update on YouTube as a separate video, which I think was back in February or something. We were sitting at $35 at that time. And since then, we did print a new all-time high at $52. And from there, we went down approximately 65%, which is on average, every altcoin during this correction from March has dropped an average of 50 to 60%. That's just the way it is. And Injective is no exception to that rule. Now, a bullish thing to outline is the fact that we are retesting a previous level of resistance here, $18.43, and we're flipping that level to support. This is extremely important because we are confirming that this level is a strong support now, because usually if you break above a level and you just continue going upwards in an unhealthy trend, then at some point when you start correcting, you break below all of those levels and you don't really have anything to bounce off of. But when you come back and you retest that level as support, you regenerate, so to speak. You have the EMAs come back together. You have the stochastic and the RSI reset a bit, cool off a bit, and then you're ready for the next leg up. And at the same time, you have a very nice support here at $18.40. That would be a really good entry point. Actually, you can see that we wicked right below that in April. And what we did after that is something that we've done many times across the chart for all of these altcoins. Usually when you have a correction like that, you have a massive wick to the downside, right? Very popular among altcoins. Then what happens is you start retracing to the upside, and then you have a correction, either a sharp one or just a slow draining one to the downside, and usually it takes us back down to where we had this wick, right? This wick came all the way down to $18.40 ish, and that's where we are coming down. So we are filling this wick essentially, and after that we can start expecting a move to the upside. Okay, maybe some sort of a double bottom pattern here, who knows, but regardless, we are expecting upside for Injective in the long term. In the short to mid term, we could have more downside potential. What we can also do is we can measure this move. So let me grab a fib for you. So from the top there, or from the all-time high, we could say, to this bottom. Currently, what we're doing is we're retesting the 0.786 fib. Okay, and the 0.618 is right above us, and we are running into that as resistance. So effectively, we have a short-term downtrend on the daily chart, which is not crucial. We're going to take a look at the higher time frames in a second, and those are the important ones. But if we zoom out, you can see Injective has done incredibly well. We've entered this all the way back in September 2022 at around $1.40-ish. So right over here. So good on everyone who bought in with us. And now we can switch over to the weekly chart. And before we continue with the video, I want to give a quick shout out to my Patreon. If you're interested in getting more exclusive content, you want to support me as a creator, and you like what you're seeing here on YouTube and you want more, feel free to check out the Patreon. That's definitely a place for you. There's a 7-day free trial, which means you can get access to all of my content since the inception of the page. So that means you get podcasts, low cap gems, technical analysis, project reviews, and a whole bunch of other stuff. We try to do posts there on a daily basis. We cover airdrops and a lot of stuff that we don't really cover on YouTube because we don't have as much time. And of course, because patrons get more stuff and more content. And if you're interested in that, the link is down below in the description. Thank you all. Let's continue on with the video. All right, taking a look at the weekly. So we have the EMAs coming back together, which is a good sign. So the 20 EMAs getting back closer to the 55. We do not want to see a cross. Okay, that's very important. We don't want to see a cross there. However, we do want the gap between the EMAs to get smaller, because this gap was very, very unhealthy. And it was due to the fact that we were pumping like crazy. We got to our minimal target here at $42. This was a good area to take some profits if you were looking to exit, for example. And right now with this correction, we're essentially retracing back to the previous all-time high at $19.70 from May 2021. So what we're also doing at the same time here is retesting the previous all-time high, which again is a very strong indicator telling us that, you know, we're going to be staying above $18 from now on. And if that is the case, obviously that's good for all of us who are holding Injective. For those of you who are looking to enter, I would say, you know, $19 to $18, maybe as low as the 100 EMA at $18, like $17.91. That is as low as you're going to get, which is also very close to this trading range from November 2023. So maybe you have a chance of getting in below $18, but I would not be betting on it too much. And I'd probably look at some other altcoins that haven't done these massive moves to the upside, like Injective, because Injective has gone up 4,500% already since its bottom in June 2022. That's something to understand and keep in mind, because you're not going to be looking at 100x with this coin anymore. Now $110 is our technical target, and I'm still fully expecting that to be met at the very least. That's around a 5x from the current prices, which would put the market cap of the project at around $10 to $11 billion, which is very doable within the current market circumstances. A $10 billion market cap for Injective is very doable. You know, we could be talking about $20-30 billion, but we're not going to go that far yet. Okay, we're going to stay conservative. We'll see how Injective performs towards the end of the year, and then we'll see if we want to reset our targets. But as of right now, $110 is looking like a really good TP, take profit. Now let's take a look at the stochastic. As you can see, we are in the oversold like we were back in September 2023 and in May 2023. Those were really good at times to accumulate. As you can see on the price action chart, we were in this symmetrical triangle here, and we had a massive explosion from there. So these were two good lows that the stochastic called perfectly. And the RSI is headed towards the oversold slowly but surely. We don't know if it's actually going to get down to the index of 30 over here or below it, but I would say around 37 is a good enough area to start dollar cost averaging. Once again, we can't really expect to catch the bottom and catch the top on all the projects. We have to be realistic. And I think if you're buying Injective with expectations of a 50x, you should really check yourself, because that's not going to happen, at least in this bull market, right? I can't say for sure, because anything is possible in crypto. But I would say if you're going all into Injective expecting a 50x, I would say just look into some other altcoins, try to diversify, try to have a balanced portfolio, because, you know, we're looking at $100+ billion market cap for Injective if we're getting a 50x from the current prices. If we take a look at the volume, you can see the volume is doing incredible, more than the volume that we saw in May 2021 during the previous all-time high. And this is, again, a very, very good sign pointing towards demand and the fact that people have their eyes on the project. And it's already a $2.2 billion market cap. This is a legitimate project at this point. So once again, if you're looking to get into Injective, anything below 18 is a steal, but $19 to $18 is a fair entry point. And from there, you can expect, let's say, a 6x at most. But if you're okay with that, if you're getting Injective as a safe altcoin, as something, as a high cap, mid cap project to kind of balance out your portfolio, these would be the perfect entries. Otherwise, I would look at something else if you're looking for higher profit potential. Now, let me know what are your targets for Injective. Let me know what is your average entry price. Thank you all for watching. Stay safe and take care.